a lot of people don't know. The way I write songs in an order. I don't write songs 10 and then we figure out the order. I write song one, then write song two, three. So there's a flow to it. So when you also put those samples in, there should be a flow. So it comes full circle. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Keefy at ghostcultmag.com. I'm super stoked to be joined by Kevin from Chepang. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, fantastic to talk to you. I've been a longtime fan, actually. I've seen the band live a bunch. You know, Queens by way of the rest of the world. I'm originally from New York City. I live on the West Coast now. Thank you for making
Wow.
the time. Thanks for making the time in your evening. I'm so excited. The new album, I hope I'm not going to butcher this. We just talked about this offline, but I didn't ask about the album, but it's Jhyappa. Is that right?
Yes.
All right.
Perfect. You got it on the first try.
Oh, thank goodness. I try.
Wow.
I practice really hard, and
Ah,
I do a lot of these interviews, and I do a lot of voiceovers and stuff where I have to say album names and old
right on.
Nordic and like German, and like I'm good at languages, but not that good. Like let's be real. But yeah, man. First record I think for Relapse. Band has been very prolific for over 10 years. You know, and before that, I actually was a fan. Some of you guys were in a band that I followed even before that, Sangarsha, because
Oh yeah, 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 right.
which I loved. And our website, we did
Yeah.
a big benefit for Nepal back in 2015 in New York and other places. And
Oh
we did
yeah,
that
now I
compilation
remember.
medal for Nepal. That was
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know, just super excited. You know, like I've always followed this band, and I love like it's grindcore, but I love that it's so much more than just grindcore. There's old school death metal, and there's like really I love the samples, and I love all, like just the way you guys put songs together is always really exciting. Talk about Relapse for a second. How did you guys get hooked up with them? I'm sure you were
Oh.
on their radar for a long time, probably.
Yeah, I think I mean we were probably on their radar for a while. I do realize that the last until the last record, everything was being put on by us independently. So I always used to see Relapse name. Someone is ordering from Relapse, but the name is there, but it's just Relapse Records in Philadelphia. So with that said, the last record, Sorta, I actually reached out to Relapse to see if they were interested. But at the time, I think everything for that record was already ready, like to go, promotion, everything else. So it didn't make sense, I guess, for Relapse to jump in at the last moment because I guess they wanted more hands-on with the beginning of the whole, a new record than at the last moment. So that's how it came about, and we recorded a new album, this album, Jhyappa, last June, and we released out again, and that's it. The rest is history.
Nice. I'm sure, like me, I've always been
Oh,
impressed by the band and how professional you guys are. So, like, there's a lot of
yeah,
bands playing, right? And there's a ton
yeah,
of bands to choose from, and music is so there's an embarrassment of music right now. There's so many good
yep,
bands. We still have some legendary bands that are out there.
yep.
I know, like I know Napalm Death is on tour with Melvins. Like, it's so
Hmm.
crazy to me. Like, in 30 years ago, I could not have imagined them touring together. This is like their third tour of the world together, or at least like North America and Europe, and I think it's really cool. So, but I was always impressed. You guys can show up, play. Like you said, you always had promotion. You always had like a tight
Yeah,
bio, good
yeah,
videos, like interesting, graphic design and artwork and stuff that just carries the whole theme of the band. So I'm sure they were impressed too, because like this is just there's no fall off here. This is just
no,
another good record by the band.
yep, 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 exactly.
Yeah, good times. And Relapse is great. No, we follow Relapse. I've been a fan of Relapse way before we
Mm,
even had this website or I was a journalist. So big,
correct.
big fan. Talk for a second. Like, how do you guys, because this is our first time meeting and chatting in person on video here. How do you guys put together songs? Do you bring in a lot of the songs? Does the band write together? What's that look like?
Yeah, it's a normal process. I write all the songs, then I chop it up with my drummer. We fine tune those songs, create the BPM for grindcore music, and then it evolves, and then we finalize it, and everything after that comes in, like the bass, the noise if there is a noise, vocals, everything comes at the end. That's how we do it.
Right on. I know the band has, again, put out their own records for years and splits with other bands and things like that. But it's going
Yep.
to be, I love what Relapse does with packaging. They always do a great job with all their vinyl, especially. And
Yep.
I'm a big vinyl nerd. I also have a vinyl podcast. So, like, I'm really excited to get this record on vinyl. I'm sure you are too, fourth
Yep.
full length. But I think this is the first one where the vinyl's going to come out, I think, like right at the same time, at this like peak time for the packaging.
Yep. I think I'm super excited as well to see it because I do love records and I'm a record collector too, like you. So
I appreciate that, and I have
yeah,
another question about record vinyl collecting later for you. But
okay,
yeah, man, it's such a good record, and I love, the band has not, for people worried, the
yeah,
band has not changed. There's no change. Like it's the same music you love. It's the same style. Do you anticipate that fans will appreciate the references in some of the samples for your like home cultural music or samples or news or whatever it is you guys meld in? Or do
yeah,
you
yeah.
just think it's for you, and if they get it, that's cool?
Yeah, it's, I mean, the people who have listened to it, it's always part of us. They know it, right? From the first 7 inch that we did, we had samples. The first full length we did have samples, like, so it's they're used to this. I don't think they're like, yeah, that's Chepang, that's awesome. That's what they appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right on. How did you go about selecting that stuff? Do you just kind of all put like, oh, hey, I heard a thing, or do you have like just such a mental like library of things to pull from? You don't have to worry about finding stuff.
Uh, on this record, the besides the last one, the outro sample, everything was pre-thought by me, already ready to go. When writing the songs already, like, okay, I need to, on this song, this is gonna go on the sample, blah blah blah. But the last outro where there's a sample, that was done during the recording. Actually, we were in Baltimore and we were watching like some YouTube or somewhere. And we had a friend, and he somehow turned us into this song. And then the idea just popped. Oh, this would be a good closing, like closing down with the traditional music. Be perfect. Here we go. This is the whole theory behind the samples. Yeah,
Right. It's
on
like
the
the grind.
record.
It's like the grindcore Pink Floyd. There's a beginning and an end, and it loops. Right.
Yeah, it's always, I mean, if you listen to our record, there's always a flow to this. I always say this as well. A lot of people don't know the way I write songs. I write songs in an order. I don't write songs 10 and then we figure out the order. I write song one, then write song two, three. So there's a flow to it. So when you also put those samples in, there should be a flow. So it comes full circle.
Right on. I love that so much. I will say,
Yeah.
one of the things I do love, particularly about this record, is how
Mm.
there's so much more groove on this record. I think you guys have settled
Wow,
into.
you're the first one to say that because I
Really?
always have to say because I always on the last interviews I did I always had to say what is the difference between all the records that you have done and this new record. So I always say the number one thing, this is the most grooviest record we have ever done. There's the underlying groove to this record.
Yes.
I'm glad you
Yes.
figured it out.
No,
Yeah.
thank you, man. Well, I mean, I just trust the ears. I've been doing this a long time,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
and I love a lot of extreme metal. That's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
my home base for me, and I love
yeah.
that the grooves to me really reminded me not so much a little slow, but not so slow that it's like I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah,
But I like
yeah,
that it's like old school death metal, reminding me of Obituary and Cannibal
yeah,
Corpse early records and Deicide early records, where it's just like, hey, this is a groove part. We're gonna just do this for a minute.
yeah.
Right off of the first full track, Shakti, which Force, which I
Mm-hmm.
love, and I love the video. I want to talk about the video for a second too, in addition to the music.
Yeah,
That
sure.
video really brought me home. So I live in California now. I'm from New York originally. I'm an East Coast guy traditionally, and I love
Okay.
the rooftop video because, like, I don't think people. I'm sure everywhere it's the same. Big cities, we go on
Yeah.
rooftops to smoke, to drink, to listen to metal, to hang out,
Ah,
to,
yes,
to
exactly.
take band photos like we think we're tough with the
Yeah,
with the graffiti in the city or the train
yeah,
behind us.
yeah.
I did all that, right? Too.
Okay.
But I love that video, man. It's just you. I saw the neighborhood. I was like, I know that. I could know that place. I know that. I might
Okay.
know that block. That looks like everywhere, in New York,
Yeah.
like the boroughs, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens,
Mm-hmm.
looks like that. Not so much Staten Island and Manhattan, really, but
Mm-hmm.
or Upper Manhattan, right? Like maybe looks
Got you.
like that too. So I was like, so cool. So
Yeah.
cool. I love that video. And it looked like it was winter. You guys are all wearing bubble jackets
Oh
and
my
hoodies.
God. Yeah, it was super windy too. Thank God it was sunny because the video came out good because of the light, but windy and cold, you know how it is, especially in New York in peak winter. It's horrific. So I had to have a jacket.
I moved here because I was like, where is it like the East Coast, but no snow? And then we have snow in
Ah,
mountains out here too, but like not where I live. So
yeah, yeah.
I was so
Got it.
happy. But
Got
yeah, I
it.
love that video. We're gonna link that along with how to buy the
Wow.
record and all your details in the description because I want
Amazing.
people to see that video. We shared it, and
Yeah.
I'm super pumped. Will we get any more music videos for the album, or you think that's the one?
Yeah, we have two more videos lined up. I think we have one coming out tomorrow. It's just a visualizer by Frank from Elapse, not like the official video. But then we have a video for the song Nirne that's gonna come out 2 3 weeks. Yeah,
Oh,
that
oh, nice. Yeah, that's one of the
the
later in album tracks. That's a good one.
yeah, exactly. The DSI track is what I call it.
I love it so much.
Yeah,
Good times. Yeah, we're excited for that, man. You know,
yeah,
it's interesting. It's like you guys came up at a time, like I said, almost 10 years of the band. Next year it'll be 10. You
yeah.
know, like vinyl was just coming back. It's big now, but it was just happening
Hmm.
again 10 years ago. And music videos maybe came out of fashion, but I still think they're useful. I know that I'm a different kind of listener and watcher because of what I do, but
Yeah,
I think especially lyric videos and visualizers are helpful. They help promote the record. I
hundred
know that,
percent.
you know, the budgets are not there anymore for
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, unless you're at a certain level, but I think it's cool to still do creative things and
yeah.
do that
And
stuff.
it keeps things interesting. That's what we are here for. To be honest, as a band as well. So
Right on. And then for the back to the record for a second, you know, it doesn't stay very long. I think actually like that you have like 1 3 minute track and 4 2 minute tracks is surprising. Obviously, one of them's the sample that closes the record, but it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, like this is like it might even be the longest record by the band, I think, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty. I think the whole point of this record was to be direct to the point and get out. Because the last record we did, Shoutout, has 4 sides. He has AI. It's a lot of, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 minutes of music. We wanted this record to be to the point, nice and short, quick and easy, in your face. That's it, done.
Nice. Yeah, I meant like 9 songs in terms of number of tracks, not
Oh
like like number
Sorry.
length. No, no,
Don't
that's me.
worry.
That's
Oh,
me.
okay.
But
Yeah,
I like that you went there because like it is true. I
yeah,
think the last Swata was probably a little more experimental, a
yeah.
little bit,
Way more
and this
experimental.
one
Yeah,
is more to the like you said, direct and to the point, which I love.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's like what we need right now is this, you know, pissed off good music that's
Yeah.
heavy, shake us out of whatever the shit is going on in the whole
Oh
world.
yeah, for sure.
We need this so much right now, and the
Yeah,
band has always been like, you know, very hard on the sleeve, very smart,
yeah.
very, you know, very political, which I always appreciate as a
Hmm.
person that was a fan of punk and metal growing up. So it's super
Hmm.
cool. You know, you know, obviously there's no shortage of material to draw from, but at what point do you guys put down like lyrics and finalized songs? You said you write completely and from start to finish, but like,
Yeah.
you know, themes and lyrics and things, like at what point is that finished in the recording?
I sort of usually have a theme with a record. Especially on this record, I had a theme. Usually, I mean, lyrics wise, even though you have a theme, lyrics wise, it comes at the end to tie everything together. So this how it goes with Chepang, I guess. So
Nice.
yeah.
What's going on in terms of touring and festivals? I'm sure there's no shortage of people wanting you guys.
Actually, so we're kind of slow on that piece. I think the last time we played a show was what is this, 2025, right? August 2023, I think, or maybe the winter of 2023. We're trying to do some shows. We have a record release show coming up in July 5th in TVI in New York City. Maybe we will do some West Coast tour in August. We're planning to do with Andrew from Rip to Shreds, the other band, yeah, from Relapse. So hopefully that will come, and then I don't know, maybe next year Europe. I don't know. We have some plans, but nothing concrete as of yet right now.
All right, right on. We'll put the word out. We are also partly a European brand, as we
Yes,
started
I
as a
know.
magazine back then, and
I know.
we covered like very avant-garde and extreme metal right from the gate. So we've always
Yeah.
covered this band and your past
Hmm.
bands
Yep.
from you and the guys. And I love Rip to Shreds. Actually, one of the more fun bands. So if you come out west, I'll be here. If you come to San Francisco, we'll get
100%.
or LA, someone else will go cover it if not me. But like I'll come out and say
Amazing.
hi to you guys. I would love to meet you again and say what's
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it's maybe a smart approach right now. Touring is so expensive
Yep.
and risky, and I don't think fans. I know fans are like, when are you coming to my city? I'm sure it's every email, every social media post. When are you coming to my city? It's hard right now, not just for
Yep.
America, but the whole world. It's expensive.
Yep.
There's fuel costs, insurance. I
Everything.
remember before the plague, we did an interview with the guys from Sepultura, and they
Mm.
were saying it caught when they were all living in Brazil at the time, and they were like, yeah, just to come into the States, it cost us like $15,000 a person, and it's gone up since then. Since
Yeah. Yeah.
2019, it's gone up and up and up. So,
Crazy.
you know,
Crazy.
conquer every mountain you can. But it's
Yes.
hard. I know you want to get out there and play, and
Yeah.
I love the band live. I've seen the band a few times, and it's
Yeah.
always a fun show.
Where did you see us, by the way?
Yeah, I think Baltimore and New York City for sure. When I was
Oh,
living in
okay.
Brooklyn, So I saw you guys in Brooklyn, I think at the old Anchor or the Archeron, whatever that was called. It was like a death trap. And I used to go to grindcore shows there and hard
Okay,
and death metal
okay,
shows there. And then there
okay.
was I think there was a show, I want to say St. Vitus also, but then Baltimore,
Mm,
I think I saw you guys down there also. So is, you know,
got
that
it.
town, they love the brutal shit down there.
Yeah, yeah,
But
of
yeah, I
course.
wish I would, and again, like I said, you've been on the radar for a long time for us, just as a
Yep,
website, and
yep.
when we had the magazine, which hasn't been in quite a while, but
Mhm.
you know, I edited most of them, so I know you were, I know we covered reviewed albums and splits and things
Correct,
and
correct.
stuff. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to finally get to talk to you. You know,
Uh-huh.
I just have a couple more for you, which is, you know, there's a lot of new bands now. Are there any newer? I know who your original influences are. Are there any new bands that you're excited about that you might like to tour with in the future?
Not really. I listen to really soul and jazz, sort of. No, actually. I don't know new bands, to be honest. That's a bummer, right?
No, not at all. Well, first, I love soul, and I was raised on a lot of jazz by
Oh, there you go.
my
Yeah, yeah,
parents
yeah.
are crazy jazz nerds. So I grew up actually,
Oh,
as much
yeah.
as I love rock and metal, I grew up on classical and
Yeah.
jazz too. What are your favorite soul and jazz artists?
Right now, I'm really interested in the South East Asian bands. That like from Taiwan. There's a band called Sunset Roller Coaster. There's one from like a city pop sort of jazzy band from Korea called Hyuko. So both of them just put out a collab called Triple A. It's in English. It's such an interesting mix because you have two different cultures, two different types of music, and it's really awesome. They have two drummers, three guitars. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, and that is what I've been listening. I think I'm excited right now. So
Nice. Well, you know
yeah,
what? You can't always, you know, I've interviewed a lot of artists, and you'd be surprised that answer is not that strange because a lot of people, like, I make very heavy music and I don't
yeah,
want to only listen to heavy music. So maybe
yeah,
putting yourself out in a different box, in a different headspace, clears you out so you can focus
yeah.
on your band and not, you know, take too much in from other places. I think that's
Yeah,
actually pretty cool.
inspiration comes in different ways. I
And
like inspiration when it comes from a different source, sometimes.
of course, yeah. And I like that. I like you know, music is the cultural
Yep,
bond, not the divide. It's the bond, actually. So like I'm not
exactly.
surprised that like a Taiwanese band and a Korean band, there's great music coming out of Korea right
Oh
now,
yeah, yeah.
and of all stripes. So like you know, we shouldn't close ourselves off. Like I know people like, oh, I hear jazz and it makes me angry, or like I hear country music and it makes me mad. Like I think
Yeah.
anything too commercial and is not great, but you can have beautiful pop music that's made well, that's,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
whatever, or things that are outside the box, metalheads. You can listen to other stuff that's not just heavy and angry.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
then you
for
can be
sure.
angry the rest of the time because the world is shit and, you know, we're in it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, but yeah, it's not a bad answer at all. There's no bad answers. Actually, there's no bad or wrong answers in any of my interviews, people watching. And
Amazing.
yeah, man, that rules so much. I actually prefer it when people don't say like, oh, the same shit I always listen to. Like, no, it's cool to get different answers and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
you know, people are we're more than just one thing, everybody. Like metal people, we have a taste beyond what
Hmm.
you know. Don't always judge us. It's not fair.
Yep.
Just for a last question, and I enjoy talking to you so much. Since you
Hmm.
mentioned vinyl before, and I'm a big vinyl person, what is your
Hmm.
favorite record on vinyl that you own?
Ooh, Discordance Access. Alienable Dreamless. That record, I have it in all versions plus a test press.
Sick. Oh my gosh, that's dedication. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that's hard to find now. I'll go look on Discogs. I
yeah,
bet that was probably took time to get them all, right?
yeah. I have that, and the second one, I think it's Gridling record, Orphan, the record. So yeah, with test press and whatever, like I took those two records kind of stick with me no matter where it is.
Nice work. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, yeah,
People should look those bands up. Maybe we'll link them in here so people
yeah,
can
for
find them.
sure.
Those are important bands. They're two
Yep,
important records.
yeah,
Hey,
yep.
Kevin, super cool meeting you finally, and this in this arrangement, meeting you and chatting with you and interviewing you today. I
Mhm.
love the new record. I want everybody to hear this thing, Relapse Records in May. And thank you so much for hanging out with Ghost Cult today, Kevin. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Take care.